press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back to your social science class. We are going to discuss and wind up the lesson today, that is biosphere. We had discussed about soil pollution in the previous class as well as water pollution. So today we are going to move further into noise pollution and what are the effects or other related aspects that are there. And then we will learn biodiversity and we will wind up this lesson, that is biosphere. Okay. Now today we are going to study noise pollution. Okay, noise in and around what you hear, okay, in your locality or when you're traveling somewhere or anything that is happening. Within your house also there is noise. If there are people screaming, if your washing machine is running, if your TV is on, all are sources of what? Noise pollution. Okay, all are sources of noise pollution. Now, the sound that is not needed, the sound that is undesirable, not acceptable, okay. Sometimes some people can't stand a lot of noise. It's pollution. They can't take in, their ears can't take in so much of noise. Some can't see too much of light, okay, sensitive to these things. Now, undesirable sound that is there in the atmosphere is creating noise pollution, okay, and that is also leading to health problems that are there. Health issues are also taken into task. Now, we have natural and man-made sources of noise pollution. Natural is your thunder, okay, cyclones that happen, then rainfall, heavy fall of rain, okay, it also creates noise. Your hailstorms, okay, hailstorms are tiny bits of ice like peas falling down, okay, hailstorms. Waterfalls, water falling from a very high place, okay, high area. Then the waves in the ocean. If you've gone to the beach side, you will know the waves give a lot of noise, okay. Then man-made is industrial noise that we have, okay. Our automobiles that are creating a lot of noise. We unnecessarily keep on honking, isn't it? When there is no need to horn, also we keep on horning and disturb the other drivers as well. See, when we are doing that, we are also disturbing ourselves, isn't it? You can hear the noise. Now the other drivers also can hear it. So that, then domestic noise and mining. Mining also creates a lot of noise. Domestic noise is TV in the house, okay, your refrigerators, your washing machines and maybe your cookers, okay. All are noise pollutions that are there, contributing to noise pollution. And not to be at a larger sector, but somewhere little by little they are contributing to the pollution that is happening, and that is through noise. Now what are the effects? We can, effects of, first kind of effect is we can have a hearing loss, okay, hearing loss that is there. Then when there is too much of noise, okay, when there is too much of noise that is happening, then people can get headaches, especially migraines, headaches, okay, and then restlessness, that is, I'm not able to be very stable in a situation, but I am restless, okay, I cannot rest properly, I am restlessness, I have restlessness, okay, restlessness. That is, I have less of rest, okay, that is, I can't be stable in a place, I am being very restless. That is, have you seen some people who are very always in a hurry-burry every time? They are restless people. Maybe because of certain factors that are triggering them, maybe because of certain factors that are not making them understand why it is happening so. Then cardiovascular diseases, your heart problems that are there, okay. People with a weak heart, if you make a loud noise, then they simply start to get scared. They fear, okay. They startle at one point and then they get panic attacks also sometimes. Then psychological problems, behavioral changes. Now if there is a place where there is lot of noise and you cannot stand it, you're continuously getting headaches, your behavior also tends to change in that time. Or if there are people always fighting and shouting in the house, then you have a change in the behavior that is there. If neighbors are always fighting, or within your house if there is always fights and if there are always like screaming and shouting in the house, then children are the most affected always when parents do it, because children are very small to understand and take in and don't understand why their parents are actually fighting. Okay, so the kind of a pollution, but it is leading to these kinds of effects. Psychological disorders, okay, different problems with related to your mental health. Okay, you are not able to completely understand what's happening, and then the entire psychological process is hampered. Then lack of concentration, you're not able to concentrate. Now you think you have an exam, okay, you think you have an exam, and if there is some fair beside your house, and there are tableaus there is music, there is DJ, and then there are other rituals also happening there, and there is lot of noise, you cannot bear that noise, and it is there for the whole day, and the next day you have a very important exam. What's happening here? Lack of concentration, you're not able to concentrate on what you are doing. Okay, when you're not able to concentrate, then you get irritated, then maybe sometimes some people start to have headaches. So these are effects that happen. How can we control, or how can we try to bring down this noise pollution? Okay, one way is industry should be kept away from residential areas, that is wherever people are staying. Now if there are 10 houses in the locality, industries must not be constructed or built or functioning there in the residential areas, especially where people are close by there. Because one is maybe because of the harmful gases that people take, another is the pollution or the machinery that is used in the industries, okay, leading to a lot of noise outside, or they want to experiment something, okay, so then there is that experimentation process also takes a lot of noise, and there are signs and signals that also give a lot of noise. Okay, then you must construct soundproof walls in the factories. Okay, walls should be soundproof, that is voice that is happening here should not go outside. Now if you have gone to studios, that is where recordings happen, okay, where recordings happen in the studios, those are all soundproof. If you go to a place where you do your audio recording, okay, the rooms are soundproof, that is the sound that doesn't go outside, okay, so you can confine it to the particular room that is there. Then we must restrict unnecessary use of sirens, horns and loudspeakers, okay. Unnecessary honking, unnecessary horn on your vehicles, sirens that are there, okay. Some factories have sirens for 3-4 times in a day, that is their own particular way of doing it, but 3-4 times in a day. And the speakers, now mostly we do this, okay, the whole locality does it. If there is a function or if there is a ritual that is to be done, okay, loudspeakers are put. Places of worship also have loudspeakers where it is disturbing everybody. All places of worship have certain kinds of things in their own way, but everybody has it, everybody is contributing to it, okay. Then airports must be also away from the residential area because the landing and taking off also takes a lot of noise. Okay, they should also be away from the residential areas. So if you have seen airports are always on a high elevated place, okay, and very far away. They're a little interior than the other places. Our airports are situated and the campus in and around them is very big, okay, and close by residential areas are not there. If you have seen airports, sometimes it's on a high elevated place that is there, or otherwise far away from where people are staying. Even if there is an airport, the campus, the area is very big, acres and acres of land, okay. Then protective instruments for the workers in the industries, okay, so that they don't then it should not be like in the end they should survive with hearing aids, but give them certain measures in the beginning so that they don't have a hearing loss or they don't have severe headaches, okay. So give protective measures to the workers there. Then noise producing vehicles must be checked. Before the vehicle comes into for sale or people buy it, the vehicle must be checked on all these things, especially with everything relating to its engine, relating to the pollution that it does, okay, everything is very, very important. Next what we are going to study is, we'll study all this: global warming, greenhouse effect, ozone depletion and acid rain. Okay, global warming is the temperature of the earth is increasing day by day, and over the years it has kept on increasing. Now for a few years, recently for a few years, the temperature has increased a lot, okay, very high temperature, and that is called as global warming, the increase in the temperature of the earth's surface, okay. Then this warming of the temperature has created the next one, that is greenhouse effect. So what has it created? It's created greenhouse effect, okay. And when this we'll see what's greenhouse effect, but when this greenhouse effect is done, it starts trapping the heat that is there, or keeping the heat that is there. Now with this, what is happening, we are getting the atmosphere is getting warmer and warmer. That's why we feel hot, okay, that's why we feel warm. Then climatic zones are shifting, okay, there is a change in the seasons also, there is a change in the climate also. Now if you see the rainy season, it doesn't rain continuously. It rains on few days, other days it's very sunny. So there is no proper decision of when it's going to rain and when it's not going to rain. Then glaciers are melting, okay, the glaciers that are there are melting. Our sea level is also rising, okay, due to the global warming, because the ice is melting there and the sea level is rising. So there is a melting of ice in the Himalayas, Arctic and Antarctic regions. Now greenhouse effect, this is, now the earth receives the heat, isn't it? Okay, it receives that energy from the sun. Okay, it receives the energy from the sun. Now if your sun is over here, this is the earth, okay, sun's rays are falling on the earth. Now the energy that the earth is deriving or the earth is taking, it has to be balanced. Anything that is taken should be balanced. It cannot be happening as easily as it can, okay. Now this energy that is there, that the earth receives from the sun, should be balanced, so that whatever it is emitting outside has to be in balance. Now how does this greenhouse gas effect increases? Because we use a lot of fossil fuels, okay, burning of fossil fuels increases in the greenhouse effect. Now carbon dioxide that is there, and these greenhouse gases, they they trap the heat that is there, they pull out the heat that is there from the earth, and then it radiates to the others. Then this is because of that, because the energy being trapped there, we feel very hot, and that is how increase in the temperature. That is greenhouse effect. Next is ozone depletion. Now, ozone depletion I explained to you in the last class, troposphere and stratosphere. Ozone in the stratosphere is good ozone, ozone in the troposphere is bad ozone, and we stay in the troposphere. Okay. Now, ozone is found in the stratosphere. Now, why is the ozone there? Because it has to absorb the ultraviolet rays from the sun, and it has to protect. Okay, this is the ozone there. It has to protect us from the excess heat that is there, and also in a way where life exists. Now, how are we spoiling this ozone that is there? Is because of the air conditioners that we use, the refrigerators that we are using. Okay, our sprays, our perfumes, our deodorants, they are also contributing to the ozone, because they are all chemicals that are there. Okay, that is, now if you are spraying your deodorant, the spray is going where? Into the atmosphere, which mostly has chlorofluorocarbons. Okay. Now, highest ozone depletion is happening around Antarctica. Okay, that atmosphere is recorded as the highest ozone depleting place, that is Antarctica. Then the depleting, that is depleting meaning getting lesser and lesser. This has made a hole here. This place has become an empty space there. It's called as the ozone hole. Now, this has to be covered, and this has to be done, because if all the ultraviolet rays move from the stratosphere to the troposphere, here living in the troposphere will be very, very difficult for us. Okay. So, for our living, for the future generation that is going to come, we also have to protect the ozone layer that is there. Next is acid rain. Now, acid rain is mostly contains sulfuric acid and carbon monoxide. Okay. Acid rain is formed when the when the rain starts falling where it is polluted. So, polluted areas contribute to rainfall that is happening, and it's mixing with these poisonous acids that are there, especially sulfuric acid and carbon monoxide, and then it gives us this kind of rain. Now, when it gives us, the organisms or the animals that are aquatic animals that are there, they also have a difficulty with this, because that's the water they stay in. On the whole, when acid rain happens, it's on a topper level. When it comes down, it's damaging the forests that are there, the crops that are there. It gives it spoils the buildings, monuments. Have you seen the Taj Mahal is changing its color? Why? Because of the pollution, because of the acid rain that's falling down. Now, acid rain is referred to as the lake killer. Okay. Acid rain is referred to as the lake killer. That is, it is killing. It is spoiling what is there. Now, there is something called as the black triangle around Poland, okay, Czech Republic and southeast Germany. This is one of the black triangle area is one of the worst hit areas with acid rain. So, the next topic that is there is biodiversity. What's biodiversity? Consisting of flora and fauna. Flora is plants and fauna is animals. Okay, flora is plants and fauna is animals, and that region where plants and animals exist is called as biodiversity. Now when there are varied species, that is different species of plants and animals, that shows the richness of the biodiversity. That shows how good that biodiversity area is. Now we wish to maintain the biodiversity that is there. We need to maintain the flora and fauna. If we don't have flora, we cannot have fauna that is existing. That is, plants are necessary for the survival of the animals. You need a forest there. You need everything that is present. Okay? So, biodiversity is needed for human survival as well as the survival of the environment. If people have to live along together, if people have to live in sync with each other, then biodiversity is very, very important. Our survival also matters there. If we didn't have any forest in our land, we wouldn't have gotten so many things. We wouldn't have had a life so easy. Okay? Now we have to conserve the biodiversity that is there, which is coming down, which is spoiling. We need to save it, and we need to especially protect those plants and those animals that are going to go extinct, that are going to get spoiled, that are going to become very rare. So those are the species of animals and plants that we have to protect. Then we must give good environment. Okay, environmental conditions should be good, and that has to be the way of protecting our environment that is there. That is why they say, isn't it, save earth, save our mother earth, save our mother planet. Okay, all these slogans are told. Why? Because of all these things that are happening. That's ozone depletion, okay, the ozone hole that is there, acid rain, greenhouse gas effect, global warming, all these are contributing to the biodiversity or the environment that is there. And that is why we'll have to protect our environment. Now, the earth is the only planet in the solar system where life exists. So when life is existing here, we need to take care of it. Because if we go into excess and if we don't have anything over here, we will be in trouble. We will not make it up to the mark. We will not understand what's happening. Now there are a lot of changes that are happening, okay, people are spoiling, there are dangerous situations that are taking place on the earth. Now when these dangerous situations happen, what is happening? The quality of the earth is reducing, the quality of the environment is reducing. And in the years to come, in the future years to come, the planet where life exists will also be a place where nothing will exist. So we will have to take care if we have to live peacefully for the coming years, okay? Now we must educate people, or we must create awareness among people. In what ways? In order to save our planet, in order to save our atmosphere, in order to save our Mother Earth, okay? Then we must give them awareness programs, we must make use of our resources. Now we have a lot of resources, our natural resources are present. We shouldn't be making bad use of it, but making use of it wisely, all the natural resources that are there. Then we must control pollution that is there. Any kind of pollution should be controlled. We must give seminars, we must conduct street plays, we must conduct skits, okay, symposiums, summits, and that is the only need for us to survive, and that's the only need for us to save Mother Earth. If we save her, that means we stay well. If we don't save her, we are in trouble. So this is what was the lesson on biosphere. So read it out once, draw a table and make easy notes for yourself so that you understand things better. I know there are a lot of words that are difficult in this lesson, especially with the names of these gases and other things, but as and when you read it and you get along with understanding the chapter, it is very easy for you to understand, okay? So thank you very much students for listening. I shall meet you in the next class.